I love how this country and also the world is completely falling apart right now.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana and here is Ballistic Gist. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers and to those people that share my videos and leave commentaries and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So guys, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok and I thought to share with you guys where pan-color people are finally out to vent their frustration on the way at which the country is falling apart. And I was able to put up some of the stitches. I'm just going to roll it as well as some of the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Alright lovelies, let's dive into it.
I love how this country and also the world is completely falling apart right now, and we're still just going about our business like nothing is wrong. The stock market is in a complete free fall, which is sending shockwaves around the world where other countries' markets are failing. We've lost over $3 trillion in the stock market in a matter of days. Meanwhile, the federal government has the audacity to give me a credit score. We have U.S. warships in the Middle East getting ready for what seems to be an inevitable attack from Iran against Israel, going down any minute now. A new jobs report showed that we're at 4.3% unemployment. People are applying to thousands of jobs and nobody is hearing back, and the jobs that do respond only want to give you $14 an hour and require a master's degree with 5 years of experience. Our current president is an old man with dementia who doesn't know if the smell is coming from his own pants or Pelosi's vodka breath, and our only two choices for president for the upcoming election are between a 78-year-old old dude with more legal issues that one can count and a cackling buffoon who is apparently unburdened by what has been. Our political divisions are so wide in this country that no one can get along. Nobody can afford basic necessities like groceries, gas, or even the places they live in. We are one nut hair away from World War III breaking out, and yet the only thing we seem to care about is pointless TikTok drama like Mr. Beast being canceled or influencer birthday parties. It kind of makes you wonder, when exactly is this lid just gonna pop off? Because if I'm being completely honest here, it's kind of hard to remain optimistic of a bright future when it doesn't really feel like the future is even something that we're going to get to experience. All these articles keep coming out saying things like birth rates keep falling at unprecedented levels in the United States. It's like, well, no shit. Nobody wants to have babies anymore because we can't afford to take care of ourselves these days, let alone another little human being that you have to raise and feed and clothe. Not to mention the way the world is going and the indoctrination going on in our ridiculous public education school system doesn't really seem like a great selling point for us younger adults to be like, hey guys, life's good. Pull off those rubbers and start launching that baby batter out there. The sad truth is that millennials and Gen Z, we've become all too self-aware that this world is absolutely fucked. I mean, is there any hope or possibility that things are going to get better? Every day we turn on the news and it's another breaking, historically significant issue that we have to live through. So are we to believe that despite the unending list of absolute bullshit that is the world right now, that one day things are just going to be fine again? Like, think about it. Does anyone honestly believe that one day we are going to wake up and hear something like, breaking news, rent is now affordable again, or breaking news, a new law has been signed to stop corporate greed, allowing for employees to make the proper amount of money at their jobs in order to be able to afford the cost of living, or breaking news, US politicians actually have to start working for the people to better their lives instead of making themselves richer? Those things almost sound mythological when you consider just how bad life has gotten. And what's worrisome is the fact that maybe, just maybe, we're inevitably heading to some sort of a hardcore factory reset, that society may be too far gone at this point, and the only thing that will fix it, or at least put us onto a better path, might be some type of cataclysmic conclusion. I certainly don't want that to happen, but it's not looking too good right now. And I think the most depressing thing about this whole situation is that the younger generations, millennials and Gen Z, we actually have the capacity to bring about positive, beneficial change that would allow for a world where everyone can afford to live in it. We would actually want to implement policies that avoid war because our generations know that none of us want to actually go fight in some war. None of us want to go fight and die just because some suits in a government disagree with each other's ideologies. How childish and stupid is it that everything wrong with our country and our world is because these old geriatric fuckface boomers can't let go of their power and want to fuck everything up for us? The problem is that millennials and even Gen Z, won't even have the opportunity to do anything positive because everything is on the brink of collapse. All we want to do is live in a world where every person of every creed and every background can live a good, happy life that they can afford and also be able to achieve their dreams. But no, these boomer politicians want us to live in a world where a kid who sweats his ass off in the summer pushing carts for a grocery store can't even afford to live anywhere, while the CEO of that same company lives off of their $100 billion net worth. It's absolutely fucked up. But what can we do? We keep talking about it, sure, but then they'll advocate to take this app away from us so that we can't talk about it. So who knows? I'd say to keep remaining positive, keep believing that one day we can make it right and that one day we can live good lives. But at this point, I just don't know anymore. It's a very hopeless way to look at life. At this point, all we can do is pray that these sick and twisted fucks don't blow up the world before they all eventually just die off and give us the opportunity to make things right. One could only hope. Our government doesn't even care to hide their corruption anymore.
Why would they hide what's already been seen? If more of y'all read into history, y'all would know that what the US government is currently doing, they've done for centuries in broad daylight. A lot of people are working their asses off at jobs where they're being paid next to nothing and can barely survive. That exact same thing happened to enslaved people in this country during slavery. A lot of us live in or come from cities that we can no longer afford to live in, therefore we have to move to an entirely different city or state where we can find a decent living situation. The exact same thing happened to Native Americans, especially during the Trail of Tears. TikTok, of all things in this country, has been banned, but this country has had a history of banning frivolous things, i.e. drums, to prevent slaves from communicating with each other to plan rebellions. Hint, hint. A lot of y'all have to live off tips, the same thing that black people had to work for during the 50s and 60s because businesses did not want to pay black people what they were worth. That's why when black and brown people try to tell you about our history or relationship with the US, listen, because the same thing will happen to you. The United States is not a country, it's a business that will step over you if needed.
I've been sitting on this topic for a few days, but now I'm ready to speak on it. This isn't about privacy or our data being stolen. You want to know what it is? This right here. Communication, education. I know I'm not alone when I say that I have learned more in my 2 years on this app than I ever did in my entire time in public education. Out of all the things that these motherfuckers can vote on, minimum wage has been stuck at $7.25 for the last 15 fucking years. But let's not fix that. Let's not agree on fixing that, right? They're all like, trust us, this is better for Americans. Excuse me? Are you talking about the Americans that better not break a bone and need surgery because it will put you in crippling amounts of debt? The same Americans that if they get cancer, it will put them hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt just to try to save their lives? Homelessness is at an all-time high. Education system is shit. Women are losing their reproductive rights. Our government is literally trying to tell women what they can and cannot do with their own bodies. Rent through the roof. It's about data and privacy. They don't give a shit about that because if they did, they would be trying to ban a lot more things than just TikTok. I could be having a conversation about how bad Q-tips are to put in your ears. And then minutes later, I will have suggestions on my Facebook on better ways to get earwax out of your ears. AT&T, T-Mobile were caught buying and selling our information. Fucking Temu was caught stealing people's shit, but did they get banned? Did they get shut down? No, they advertised multiple times during the fucking Super Bowl. Meta has been caught buying and selling our info. You want to know what else they've done? Spent $20 million lobbying Congress, our representatives, to ban TikTok. The people working for us are fucking bought and paid for. Speaking of bought and paid for, let's talk about that hypocritical son of a bitch, Jeff Jackson. So many people saying how disappointed they are in his decisions, and I get it. People get super hopeful when we see a politician who appears to want to help we, the people. He is a politician. The only people that they want to help are themselves. And he is a perfect example. Here's a little quote from Jeffy. What other social media companies don't have is an adversarial government that can influence the algorithm to manipulate the content you're shown in ways that will help them politically. That include you, Jeff, because nobody would know who you are if it wasn't for TikTok. Is China benefiting from that? You use this platform for your political gain. You literally built your political career on this platform, and now you want to vote yes and take it away from others. Over 170 million Americans use this app for more than just dance trends. Over 7 million small businesses in America depend on this app. Feed their families and put roofs over their heads, and you voted yes to take that away from them. And you were paid $8 grand from APAC? That's all it took? Fuck you and your empty-ass apology, Jeff Jackson. And you too, Nancy Pelosi, with your tic-tac-toe. You're a dinosaur. A literal fossil. Retire already. Their jobs are to divide us. This app makes their job much harder because they can't just lie to us anymore and we just sit back and take their word for it. We see them lying to us in real time. The war crimes being committed, we are seeing in real time. Fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene voted no because it goes against our First Amendment rights to freedom of expression. I don't know about any of you, but I never thought that I would agree with that woman. But here we are. If this passes in the Senate and gets to Biden's desk and he signs it, he might as well gift wrap and hand on over that presidency. Government does not have our best interests at heart. If they did, they would vote and agree on things that would actually be beneficial to us, we the people. Banning TikTok will not benefit any of us at all. If anything, it could potentially ruin millions of people's lives who have worked so hard to get where they are right now. Our lives should never be in the government's hands. Small businesses should never be in the government's hands. And our rights should never be in the government's hands. Only people who will benefit from banning TikTok are the politicians and their pockets.
Okay, I have a quick story about American food quality and the effects of American food and eating it. So our daughter has been going to a French immersion school for the last 7 years. And so we've gotten to know a lot of the teachers who are usually French teachers coming over here in most cases on a contract. And so we've talked to them about this, and I've heard multiple times from teachers something along the following lines. You know, it's really weird. I came here and I've been eating the exact same diet, exact same food, everything the same. I walk, exercise the same amount and everything. I put on 10 to 15 pounds during the school year. I go back to France in the summer, weight comes off. So this isn't talking about the poison and the health issues and everything, but obviously there's something in our food. They're eating the exact same food, different quality, and it's causing them to just balloon up and bloat and all these other things and gain weight. So my question is, what the hell are they putting in our food that's doing that? Anecdotally, for us as a family, when we have gone over to Europe for like say 3 or 4 weeks and we eat, we drop weight, and we also feel healthier. I mean, just anecdotally, we feel good. And we're on vacation, we're splurging, right? We're having baguettes every day, or pain au chocolat, or, whatever it is, like eating pasta in Italy and, saying yes to dessert, because we're on vacation, right? So we're not really eating better in that sense, like relative to what we would have here. If we did that in America, I don't even want to think what would happen. And we feel good. And, people say, oh, it's the walking. No, we walk a lot here too. 10,000 to 20,000 steps a day. So it's not it. So there's just something very wrong with our food supply in America. So for us, a big reason for going overseas is trusting the food. We don't trust the food in America anymore. Absolutely not at all. In fact, it's beyond don't trust. It's absolutely sure that the food is poisoning us and it's making us sick. That's where we've gotten. And you'll see lots about that here on TikTok. And I've lived it anecdotally, had that experience, and am convinced of it, and have just lost all trust. And it's just very simple. They ban all of the stuff that we allow in our food here. There's something like 3,000 ingredients or something that they don't allow. Like, for example, in the EU, they don't allow these ingredients, and we happily in America put them in our food. So
seriously, Lovelace, I think at this point, this topic of discussion will get a lot more attention, because this is the same thing, people that looks like me have been saying, and I've been talking about for a very long time. Like, the way at which things are going, the way at which especially people, have been treating over the years, that makes them to keep on complaining and try to make everybody understand what's, they feel, understand what it means to be someone of a color living in a said, country. It's just something that nobody cares to listen, nobody wants to listen. Until now, everyone is just getting the piece of it. Everyone is just trying to say what people that looks at me have been trying to say over the years. Over the years, a lot of complaints have been there, even talking about the healthcare system, talking about the way at which minority group have been treated, talking about, so many things. But now it's as if it's now, affecting the people that have privilege. I think this is the time, more attention will be given to such a topic. I see it's, feeling like fulfilling that punk other people are out to talk about the same thing that black people have been complaining about. The same thing that, anytime they complain, they see it as, oh, these people, they keep complaining no matter anything you do for them. They're always, trying to show you that, oh, they're just having this victim mentality. But now everybody's saying it. Let's talk about the ban of, TikTok. Over the years, over like 20 something plus of my years, I have never learned so much things that I have learned from TikTok entirely. They want to ban it because of the amount of education it's educating a lot of people, especially historical facts. This is the reason why they are bent on, oh my God, it's either we ban it or not. I know that there is some negative things about TikTok and all of that, but you won't compare the amount of education derived from especially if your algorithm is filled with all this, historical thing, all this knowledge, finding out the truth and all of that. Something that we were not able, we were not able to learn in school. Something that they strip and they never want us to learn in school. TikTok is giving opportunity for us to learn all those things, and now they are getting so uncomfortable because there are a lot of things that has been found out in TikTok. Are we now talking about the way at which the society is changing? Is it the inflection? Is it the way at which things are going north? I believe that since it's now affecting the privileged ones, because when people that look like me have been complaining, talking about how, oh my God, this thing have been affecting us, nobody wants to listen. But I think it's high time, more attention needs to be paid, because the privileged ones are now coming out to speak up. Like, seriously, this is something that is a certain set of people have been witnessing over the years. And now it's as if they're no more complaining because they got used to it. There's a point in life that you keep on suppressing someone, and this person becomes very used to, oppression. It becomes a way of life. Anyway, lovelies, why not just, leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please, do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.